Story 1. Gotta work at 6 a.m. There is a winter storm warning until 3 p.m. tomorrow, and I need to be driving and working in it all Saturday. I am posting this, turning off the lights and going to bed. Edit. Good morning. All of these well wishes were genuinely heartening to wake up to. Thank you, everybody. Story 2. Honestly, I am so tired and a little bit drunk. I have no friends, and that's okay. But the thought of going to a bar terrifies me. My significant other has dementia, and I don't want them to be alone. If I went out, I would have to put on mascara, and my dry eyes would hate me for days. So there's that. Story 3. I am home lying on my couch thinking about the fact that my wife is at a concert with the man she has been unfaithful to me with for the last 6 months. Sadness is keeping me home tonight. Story 4. My wife is with her family in another province on a much-needed vacation. I am in full dad mode and loving it. Story 5. I was invited to go out by a friend. It would have just been him, myself, my wife, and his girlfriend, but his girlfriend is insufferable. I feel tremendously guilty to admit that. Story 6. Like outside? Not in my home where my animals are. Paying for things I do not need. Dealing with difficult people and the general population of. I am home because this is where my heart and my peace exist as one. If you see me outside, it will be in the parks, or the rivers, or in the nooks and crannies that allow me to socialize with those who share my love for the beauty that remains before it is all gone. I will look for you there. Story 7. My new bathrobe came in the mail and I made a cup of tea. I turned down Tom Morello tickets tonight for this. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Story 8. I am a parent, so we all go to bed at 7 so we do not go out at night. I wish I had that kind of fun, but Also, I just do not have any friends to hang out with at night. Story 9. Cause I hate going out. Cause I don't have anyone to go out with. Why would I go out when I can relax in my room and play Call of Duty? It's way too cold outside. Story 10. Because I am old and prefer to stay home in my pajamas watching television with my puppy, who is a better companion than most humans. Story 11. I have had a rough week. I did not pass the second round of interviews for a job I really want. I came down with a cold. My current job is driving me absolutely mad, and my relationship is falling apart, pretty much over. I am exhausted and I am sad. The one person who I want to comfort me cannot. So I chose to cook myself a nice dinner, have a bath, and watch silly television. Story 12. Married. My wife has a terrible migraine tonight. I walked into our bedroom to ask if she needed anything and accidentally woke her from deep sleep, which probably would have fixed the migraine. I've never had a migraine, but I can tell it's awful, so much worse than a headache. I could go out. She would be fine, but what kind of person would want to go anywhere when their loved one is suffering? I'm playing Mario Kart 8 with my kids like a real loving husband, Yoshi of course. Story 13. Bars are full. As soon as they empty out, all the intoxicated individuals will be on the road. Considering that, along with the police driving around more than usual because of it, I do not really want to be stopped if someone is bored. Historically, they did not like how frequently they were called to my house. Story 14. My significant other of 17 years had an affair with a married woman. It was so out of character and I was blindsided. I know that's normally what people say, and everyone rolls their eyes and marvels at the naivety, but we were childhood sweethearts, my ride or die, the one person I trusted completely. He was my person. So I'm at home watching television and feeling sorry for myself, doom scrolling any social media I can still stomach, trying to find some sort of distraction from my current circumstances. Story 15. I am tired. I dislike people. Everything is terrible. There are literal Nazi wannabes out there. I pay a lot of money each month for this place. I have wine at home. And Legos. Story 16. It's cold. I have chronic pain. I'm getting older. My bed is extremely cozy. And my cat hates when I go out instead of cuddling with her. Story 17. Wife and I are preparing to host tabletop game night tomorrow. I have a brisket on the smoker. The cooler is stocked and waiting for ice. Things are being spot cleaned. It is going to be a good time. Story 18. I work tomorrow. I should be in bed right now, but I am procrastinating instead. Story 19. Because I just love my bouncy pajamas too much with no bra, no shoes, and my couch. Also, I can choose whatever music I want for my mood, not what someone else chose for me. Story 20. I am 38, married for 16 years, and have a child. It is bedtime, and the thought of going out past 8 p.m. is exhausting. We are watching Trolls 3, band together and dancing in the living room. Why on earth would I want to be anywhere else? Story 21. I live in downtown New Orleans. Right now, there is a huge influx of people in the city for the Super Bowl. Between the Super Bowl, what happened on New Year's, and the fact that Donald Trump is coming, there is a lot of law enforcement everywhere, from the New Orleans Police Department to the Louisiana State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Homeland Security. We are very used to having tourists here, and I usually love big events like this, but this time it feels a bit surreal. I will be watching the game from my couch this weekend. Story 22. I stopped drinking a year and a few months ago. My small town hasn't really developed a late-night excursion that doesn't involve drinking to get drunk. Many of the people I kept company with are pretty hardcore drinkers. Plus, I worked until 10 p.m. I'd rather just go home and hang out with my dog. Story 23. I am old, have never liked clubs or bars, and I am happily engaged to my favorite person. I am also an introvert. Story 24. I have a warm fireplace, a cute dog, and a child tucked into bed, flannel sheets and a little red wine, and my spouse just returned from 5 days away. I am not going out. Story 25. It is unpleasant outside. I am 44 years old, and I am relaxing at home with my wife while sipping whiskey. Life is good. Story 26. I said to my husband that we could go out for pizza, or we could just dig through the cupboards and freezer and eat whatever we find. We both agreed to do that. Going out to eat is not enjoyable anymore because of the prices. We can afford it but still have no desire. We would not have chosen to stay home a year ago. Story 27. Because I dislike everyone, I need to relocate to another city according to multiple therapists, and I work on the weekends anyway. Story 28. I'm going to sound a bit frustrated, but no matter who I get involved with, my ex is always on my mind. She just won't go away, so I might as well stay inside. Story 29. Because I am married and we have kids currently sleeping in bed who probably should have adults around. Story 30. I work at a specialty school, and all the children have had the flu circulating. I went ahead and took care of these kids with no protection, thinking that since it has been going around for a few weeks, I would have already gotten it. This is not good. When dealing with potentially sick people, please protect yourself. Story 31. I'm almost 40, married, with 2 kids. But I did socialize briefly with other grown-ups at my son's batting practice, so I call that a win. Now I'm tired. Story 32. As much as I like the idea of going out, once I am out, I usually just want to go home. So I decided to skip that middle stuff. Story 33. 1. I am in my 40s. I am a parent. It is extremely cold. There is nothing open after 9 p.m. in the middle of nowhere. Story 34. I am at the stage in life where the best way to spend a Friday evening is watching a movie and going to sleep early. Story 35. Because this week was extremely challenging. Work was incredibly busy and stressful. I need to stay home to regain my strength to face next week. Story 36. Because my mom took my children for a sleepover, my husband and I want to go to bed early and have a night of uninterrupted, blissful sleep. Story 37. I am old. I am also about to lose my job thanks to Trump and Musk, and am contemplating how much longer I will be able to afford to live if I only spend money on my mortgage, utilities, and a little food. Story 38. Because I am willing to volunteer my time for youth extracurricular activities and am still at this high school, I will likely be here for at least 2 more hours. Story 39. I went to get a sandwich and a beer. It is important to be out among people. Talk to people and gain some perspective. Story 40. Because I live in the country and the roads to my place are pretty icy. Plus, my fiancée is here and she allows me to touch her intimate areas. There are no touchable intimate areas for me in town. Story 41. I worked at home until about 10 minutes ago and now I am going to sleep. I am so excited about it too. Story 42. They need to create a space where introverted individuals can socialize on a Friday night. Imagine a business set up like a karaoke bar, but instead of music, it features a couch, coffee table, and a television. Movie theaters often feel too rushed. Once the movie is over, you leave. We need an area where people can stay and chat. Guests can choose between private or public rooms. All rooms have a guest limit of 3. Story 43. It's Friday night. I have my book, my ice-cold water, my pillows, my blankets, and in the background, my Sister Boniface murder mysteries. I am happy as a clam. Story 44. Lonely. I also don't like a lot of people's company. Only certain people I like to just be in the presence of. Story 45. Why would I go out when I can stay at home, watch anime, and play video games? Some may call it lazy, I call it living good. Story 46. I am on mama duty. I am going through a very new breakup. I am working 2 jobs and exercising a lot. I am just drained. It is an ice cream sundae and good sleep night. Story 47. Because I forgot how bad it is to push my 23-year-old body for an all-nighter the previous night, I am paying for the consequences. The pineal gland has declared that a penalty of 15 hours of sleep is in order. Story 48. Because, like Quagmire from Family Guy, I show more than the signs listed of clinical depression. Story 49. Because I work overnights full-time during the week in an emergency room while I am working on my research capstone for a degree. I slept 3 hours Thursday before having to go back to work. I just got Institutional Review Board approval this afternoon to move forward with my study. You would think I would want to celebrate, but I fell asleep for 8 straight hours. It was glorious. Now it is 3 a.m. and I am up. Oh well. Story 50. I don't have a love life or social life. Just go out and meet people, idiot. It's not that easy, you know. Story 51. Because I enjoy spending time with my husband and my sweet, almost 2-year-old little boy. I am also pregnant and preparing to travel tomorrow, so I need some rest. Story 52. Because there are no nice places to go out where I live. They all have terrible music. It is not safe to be out and I have no friends or boyfriend. Story 53. Because the thought of getting ready, driving, parking, and socializing sounds like too much work. Besides, I would rather be with my dogs. Story 54. I have 5 friends. My girlfriend of almost 2 years decided that drugs are more important than me, and there is nothing to do in my little town except for drugs, which isn't my thing. Story 55. I am a woman in my 20s, but I have no friends I would go out with, so there is no point unless I want to get murdered. These days, I only ever go out to walk in the park and discuss politics with my family members as if I were a 45-year-old man. Story 56. 8 months pregnant, with limited bump-friendly cute clothes, and more than 3 sips of a drink take me to the restroom. Story 57. That is where people are. God forbid I meet someone and before you know it they live in my house and sleep in my bed and want to bring their things over and make decorating choices. No way. Story 58. Too busy worrying about which government program will get cut next. If it is Medicaid, I will express my strong discontent towards both Elon and Trump's graves after they pass. Story 59. My cat is sleeping on me, and as all cat owners know, it is again the law to move when a cat has decided to sit or sleep on you. Story 60. Because it is now 7 a.m. and I am awake, have had breakfast, am drinking a glorious coffee, and am about to go on a hike with my dog. Story 61. Putting my kids down by 8:30. I lay down next to them while they are falling asleep. That pillow becomes really soft after I am lying there for a bit, and I fall asleep at 8:30 pretty often. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.